Hello, beautiful people. How you doing? It's Wednesday, I do believe. Good to see you. How you doing? I have big hair. Shout out to everybody who is watching. Hit the like button, share the live. Point of clarification, because I checked 3 times before I hit yes, submit for the goal. It's a 2-hour goal, okay? It's not a 30-minute goal. I YouTube been tripping for like a week. I ain't gonna hold you. Anyway, hello, beautiful people. Start again. How you doing? Good to see you. It's a gorgeous day here. It's really warm outside, but it's really cold inside. I have a fan going, so hopefully you can hear me okay. There's not some loud whirring sound in the background. If there is, let me know and I will turn it off. But it doesn't look like it's picking up on my mic. Hello, gorgeous. Well, there you go. It's been tripping all week. So that's all I can say for that. But shout out to everybody who's here. We're going to have a wonderful conversation today. If you're new, welcome. Hi, I'm Absa. Welcome to the AFL. We talk about a little bit of everything. You know, we kiki, we have a good time. We have an incredible community that really takes it to the next level in the chat. So make sure you change your chat settings from top chat to live chat so you can catch all the goodness happening there because that really is the main show. They really do guide everything. They really do guide everything that happens here. Much love, much appreciation for you being here and for you hitting the like button. Yes. Shout out to all of the members and the subscribers. Shout out to all of the Docket Fund supporters, everybody who contributes, everybody who drops me a little note in the Discord to let me know what's going on out there. Helps build, the agenda and the topics for what we're going to talk about in a given live. And there are 2 things that have kind of risen to the surface. Yeah. One of them we're going to talk about, okay, but it's not the first topic, so do not go off in the chat. Let's not get distracted. We're going to let's let people populate, let their notifications go off so they can get in here and participate in that conversation. Drake allegedly versus Michael Jackson. The topic we are going to start with, however, is that biscuit head boy, Livingston Allen. And Jeremy Hecht, who I never thought myself thought that I would be discussing on this channel. Thanks. I'm not even going to be shy about it because I know it looks incredible. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hit that there like. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all very, very much. Is there anything else that we need to add to the agenda to discuss that folks feel is pressing, hip hop related or otherwise? I may ask you again. I tend to ask questions and then miss the answers in the chat. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I have the best intentions, I have the best intentions. Do you have the best intentions? Are you doing right by me? Have you hit the like button? I'm not sure. What's the ratio, mods? Don't be so dramatic. You'll be fine. You hit the like button and I flash you good titties. But I mean, hey, I'm not trying to yuck your yum. If those are good to you, hey, those are good to you. But we have other options, We have other options. You could be rewarded here, or you could be punished here. It really just depends on, what it is that you do and don't do. as some of you may know, we missed a goal the other day, and I thought, is today going to be the day that I unleash the full punishment, or is it too soon? To be determined. But I decided, while I was creating some assets, I'd, mix a couple things up, have them on deck just in case. We'll see how it goes. Hey, good to see you. See, this is what happens. 61 likes, 93 people here. What are we doing? You know? What are we doing? That's not okay. That's not okay. Y'all can, throw a little $2 at your girl. Much appreciated for all of your support. All right, well, let's get this one out of the way. Yeah, bless your heart. I'm sorry, please. This is all I got. Hey, you a real one. You a real one. Well, that's really annoying. Hold on a sec. Let me see. Oh, here you are. Trying to save us all from horrific flapjacks. Bless you. Bless you. I see it. I see two. 2 out of 20, we got 2 hours. We've been here 7 minutes. We got time. We got time. All right. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button. Let's talk about what happened with Jeremy Hecht and DJ Academics over the past couple days. I had a blow by blow ready, and then I found more important things to focus on. Hey, gorgeous. Thank you so much for your support. So, this all started when Jeremy Hecht, and if I call him DJ Hecht at some point in time, forgive me. I don't know why I rename people. I do not know why. It just happens. If you start asking me, the names of J. Cole's albums, I've changed the titles. It's not even intentional. It's just something my brain does. So if I start calling him DJ Heck for some reason, I have no explanation for that. Okay. I just want to say that up front. But it's gone through my head more than one time. So I just want to say that. This all started when Jeremy pointed out on social media that exactly what we have been discussing here for, since he announced the album last year, that the title is extremely problematic. We've talked about it in lives. I've done scripted videos about it, breaking things down. We just had this conversation again when it dropped and the White House did their thing with the album cover. I did a whole video on that. We talked about some of the problematic nature of the imagery in his zine that was on the Iceman website. So we've been over through round under and over this topic here. Nevertheless, Jeremy pointed out on social media, title problematic, also problematic, White House and white supremacists being able to so quickly co-opt the cover of the Iceman album and make it their own thing, which was completely avoidable. Let's just remember this is completely avoidable. You think titty torture goes against the Geneva Convention, huh? All right. I might fact check you on that in the future. Thank you, beautiful. I am not going to call him funky white boy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying it might not happen in the future, but I don't feel compelled to do that right now. Okay, so it started with that. Again, these are all this is he didn't discover this. People have been openly talking about this since Drake announced the album and since the album dropped. Livingston Allen, of course, felt the need to, you know, commentate on this during one of his live streams and said that Jeremy's too woke. Oh, I want you to listen to the words that are being used. Okay, Jeremy is too woke. And this kind of commentary is dead on arrival. Well, no, it's not dead on arrival because we've been talking about it since he announced the album and since he actually released the album. So it's not dead on arrival. Lots of people are having this conversation, and it's not just about the album, it's about other things that Drake has been doing or saying or transmitting or sneaking into lyrics or lawsuits. Right? He's 1 degree from the Oval, if if not less, okay? So, that's where it all started, and then, uh, Jeremy came back and said that, Livingston Allen, DJ Academics, is MAGA. The way I yawned the way I yawned and the way I was so disgusted at the fact that, well, a white man has said it. So now it's getting all of this attention. So the way I yawned and rolled my eyes at like at all of it, right? But now that this conversation has been brought up around a popular white man, it's getting all this attention. So I've been rolling my eyes from jump. As soon as they started their little online spat, I was rolling my eyes. Because the duhest of does. None of this is a revelation. But nevertheless, he says, Jeremy claps back with DJ Academics is MAGA and he's being paid by Truth Social. Now, on the one hand, that very much piqued my interest. On the other hand, I'm still rolling my eyes because who the fuck would be surprised and who would care? And I'm going to get to that in a minute, okay? Um DJ Academics comes back. Aren't you proud of me? I'm getting this. I'm recalling this now. Okay. DJ Academics comes back and says on a live stream, he's searching who is such and such and what is he talking about? And I don't know this. And, I bet you $100,000 you don't have any proof of your accusation. So Jeremy comes back again and produces another video and comes with dates, right, for payments made over PayPal. They weren't made to the head of True Social. They weren't made by, excuse me. They weren't made by the head of Truth Social to DJ Academics. Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for your contribution. I know some of you are thinking, oh man, that counts for the whole goal, right? Nope, it sure doesn't. I surely, truly, truly hope that he does. So, as I said, Jeremy produces a video and he's quoting, dates and amounts. And it on the surface is like, okay, great, except, right, he said that DJ Academics was being paid by the CEO of True Social, and those payments did not. The payments came from the CEO of a different social media platform, also right wing, but not True Social. So he then also said that he understood, I'm paraphrasing, that DJ Academics may be under investigation having to do with a stake wire fraud case or investigation out of Australia. Cursory, I did not go in depth, but cursory, y'all We've already established here that I naturally consume, international news, and Australia is one of the places that I naturally consume. Um, Cursory search for anything, I didn't see anything. So I'm not sure where that particular aspect of it comes from. Although, if true, I would be very interested to know exactly what he meant by that. But he didn't specify what he meant by that. He just said, apparently, allegedly, etc. So, shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button, please. Thank you so much. Um, this situation taken on its face is stupid and pointless and accomplishes nothing. And I really wonder, rhetorically speaking, um, I'm not like leveling a challenge. I'm just sharing with you. I really wonder what Jeremy thought it was he was accomplishing, or why he thought it was some kind of revelation, whether or not Livingston Allen is being paid by a white nationalist leaning or led platform, or why he thought it was some kind of revelation to say, well, he's MAGA. And why people, even people with blue check marks next to their names, are reacting as if it is some kind of revelation. Those are all rhetorical questions. And then also, who does he think cares? Because it does no damage to DJ academics in terms of audience retention. The number one people stirring up discourse through the medium of hip hop online are white males. That's literally why they're there. That's literally why they watch him. This has already been widely discussed. People already know that Livingston Allen, DJ Academics, is anti-Black. People already know he's a hoe. They already know he has no morality, no moral compass. The compass is money. He will bend over for any amount of coin that is acceptable to him. That's the only thing that he cares about. And we already know that. His followers already know that. Everybody already knows that. Going back to Chirac. So putting these things out there like there's some kind of revelation, number one, and then getting the facts apparently wrong, number two, like, what was the point? It's a rhetorical question. So they're algo hustling. Of course they are. Jeremy been demonstrating the nicest Canadian cuss outs. And hey, keep it, just win, be right. But also, like, again, aside from algo hustling, right? What's the point? Because if you were wrong and that wasn't the head of True Social, you got egg on your face. Like, is everybody just hoeing for the algo? It couldn't have been that. Algon hoeing for the people with the blue check marks in your comment section being like, "You get him." I'm paraphrasing. Like, I don't understand because we already know, and so do they. We don't have the power to do anything about it because we're not the target demographic, and we're not the people with positional power. Hint, that's y'all. So instead of worrying about that man, y'all better go get your people. Because the only reason he sits in the position that he does is because of them. People who would shoot a black person in the back while bumping 21 Savage. Slobbing on the algo like it's escargot. I don't have the foggiest idea. Kiki says it definitely rubs me the wrong way that the majority of hip hop's big voices are white. It rubs me even worse that black people will listen to him over other black people. Yes, and that's why I've said very openly on this channel when people are like, such and such said this in their video and such as I've told you all but that's nice. I am completely disinterested in what white people have to say about anything having to do with black people. Or our culture. I'm completely disinterested. I'm old. I've heard everything. And I see a lot of white people benefiting from using our culture as their content. And I'm not referring to him, I'm just saying period, while doing fuck all to fight for black and brown lives in America or in their own backyard within America. So I'm completely disinterested in what their opinions are of what music of ours is good and isn't good. Or if the message lands or doesn't land within the lyrics. I'm completely disinterested in that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care what letters you have next to your name. I don't care what outlet you've worked for in the past. I really don't care. And it's not any shade towards whatever your established credentials or qualifications are. I've peeped game. I'm not interested. I have not I have yet to find a white person on YouTube whose opinion about our culture, our music, our artists that I can consistently say they got it. And then I've also seen, some of your faves get into just the slightest bit of people going, I think you got that wrong, and totally not responding appropriately to being called in, not even called out. I'm not interested in participating in any of that shit. Stay in your lane. Yeah, it's everything. It's food, it's language, it's everything. It's everything. So, yeah, I'm not impressed with any of that. And again, I'm just like, there was no point to this, really, but there was a side benefit. So let's move on and let's talk about that because unless we're really, centering people that we have established are friends of this channel who are white and own their whiteness appropriately and stay in their lane, we're not going to center it too much here in any way, shape, or form, period. So let's move on to the side benefits of Jeremy triggering Langston Allen to want to show off. There are a couple bookends to this, I think, or maybe just benchmarks along the way, because I don't think it's over. But, I think that DJ Academics, that nigga is floating in the air just at the whiff of the Drake shine that he got from part 4. So he's already, he's high. He's high and he's feeling manly. He's feeling a little invincible. He's feeling emboldened. Yes, he's feeling like, you know, he's gotten a little bit of something behind him, right? Nigga, please. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button, please. Where are we at with that ratio? Where are we at with that ratio? Um, and then you've got, him just being upset that Jeremy said what he initially said about the title of the album and the cover of the album and all of that. And in between and around those events, you know, he's getting really chirpy during his lives and he's saying things that could be perceived as incriminating in terms of payola and bot schemes with respect to Drake. And this is the problem with people who exist in a space of audacity and don't have any self-control, right? And don't really have a preservation instinct at all. um, we don't know what is going to happen with I think it at this point in time is one lawsuit where he has been specifically named as a party with regard to stake potential class action lawsuits. I have a feeling there will be more, as I've said since the first one dropped. I said these are going to keep dropping all over the country until somebody either cracks that nut or they come up with a different different option, which could be mass arbitration, which will cost stake a lot of money. But we'll talk about that another time. What we learned from Livingston Allen in Meg the Stallion's lawsuit against What's Her Bucket is that he's arrogant as hell. And he thinks he's really smart and that he has sound strategy, when in reality, he's just privileged, rich, and dumb, like most rich people. And the more money he gets, apparently, the dumber and more arrogant he becomes. Um, in the Meg the Stallion situation, he went to his deposition with no attorney. His behavior was just deplorable and an embarrassment, and he thought it was a flex. I'm going to live stream this whole thing, and he thought he was flexing. But again, let's remember who the target demographic is. They like the chaos and they like the coon. that is giving them a show on the screen, and he's their coon. I said what I said. Hit the like button. um, so, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. If a single lawsuit related to steak gets through and he is named as a party in that lawsuit, he really needs to learn to get lawyers and shut the whole fuck up. No insinuations, no little passive no, shut the whole fuck up like the situation doesn't even exist. He is going to be the downfall if he can't do that. He is going to be the downfall because he is arrogant and he is stupid and he is destructive. So he has been talking too much. And there are lawyers all over the country on cases that have been filed, whether he's named as a party or not, and cases that have not been filed, whether they intended to name him as a party or not, who are listening. Taking notes, taking screenshots, taking screen recordings. So that is the side effect of people chirping at him and him chirping back in any way, shape, or form. Him feeling, bolstered by getting a kiss on the cheek from Drake. Made him feel super, super special. Now he's feeling a little bit invincible. And he loves to brag. He loves to be arrogant. He loves to, like new money. He can't just exist in a space of audacity. He has to make sure that he's being audacious. And how does he do that, chat? By playing in your face openly. It will be to his own detriment. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but it will happen. If there's a there, he's going to dig it out himself and put it on the table for everybody to see. Because he's a fucking idiot. He is the dame of the ball. He is the ugly stepsister who was chosen by the aging uncle. Yeah. And it's what he's always wanted. Where does he go from here? Where does he go from here? When audacious people accomplish things on their bucket list, baby, they only add more stupid and audacious things to try and top it. We know that glass slipper didn't fit. Do you need to see his feet? Do not make me Google this man's feet, okay? Take the punishment as I have given it to you. Hit the like button. We got 9 out of, I think, 20. We're doing fantastic. We've only been here a little over half an hour. You guys are the bestesses. Homie hit that bottle, got to dry talk, and now everybody going back to Meet the Grams. I heard that too. I got a couple comments today. I'm listening to Meet the Grams and this MF for this, that, the other. I'm like, well, something's happening. It's always interesting, the indicators that I get that something has happened out there that has got people up in a, they're not happy. They're not happy with that man. Groovy or Tony, please, not the feet. Mm-hmm. Wait, are his feet even Googleable? Babe, I'll find you something. They might have a disclaimer in fine print that they're not actually his feet, but I will find you something. Have you not seen my design skills? Have you not seen my design skills? Oh man, don't tempt me. Now I'm starting to get tempted. There are sick people on Wiki Feet. That is some CIA torture technique. You don't want to see DJ Academic's feet? You don't want to see what? I bet you he and Drake went and got pedicures together. You don't know about Wiki Feet? You don't know about Wiki Feet? Oh, yes. I will come up with something. What is a goon to a goblin is crazy. What's up, Black Reaper? How you doing? Please, for the love of all things holy, if you do not want to see the soles and toenails on DJ Academic's feet, hit the like button. Oh gosh. What a great little organic threat that has come up. Just lock that one away for later. And we will move on. Why are feet wikiable? I'm not sure if it's WikiFeet or if it's a different website, but I think it might be WikiFeet. Chat might know. But there's also or the same website that ranks the feet. Like what's your score on such and such website? It could be WikiFeet. I don't know. Oh, this is terrible. 175 likes, 215 watching. Gosh, you don't you man, what do I need to do? I'm gonna be gentle. Okay? I'm gonna be gentle. If you're wondering how we get down around here, that's how we get down. Hit the like button, you know? I'm one of you. 40 of y'all are asking for trouble. Axe feet, 0 out of 10 show score. Y'all don't like my eyes as much as I do. Clearly. People do. People do go on WikiFeet to see their scores. Yeah. I've never been on WikiFeet, like featured or as a visitor of the website, but I've heard people talk about it. And I've heard people talk about their score on WikiFeet too. Because I am traumatized. Here is a contribution. Thank you, beloved. He said, I will become an Absabot real quick, fast, in a hurry. Y'all better like this stream. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so Angie works in a medical setting. She said, look, I used to get toes in jars at the lab. I left that job for a reason. Queen Medina, Angie? Legal medical setting, okay? We do. We learn so much here. We learn so much. So yeah, those are really my thoughts. We do have 11 super chats. That is wonderful. Um, those are really my thoughts about Jeremy and Livingston Island. Livingston Island. That thing had no point, and it didn't really accomplish anything other than this mofo talks too much. He doesn't have any discretion or self-control. He's an edgelord idiot, and he's dangerous. We're not. We're not. We're not. We're not okay. All right, well, let's move on and talk about Drake and Michael Jackson. How you feeling, chat? How you feeling about Drake passing Michael Jackson? What about your future wife? Is she on there? That's the one that I expected to pop up. That for you to pop up. Maybe you did and I missed it. K Sharp says, I'm about to be pissed off. Disclaimer. Maddie Warhol, it stirs no emotions in me. Black Reaper, he beat 1 out of 20 records and thinks he's winning. Che, I honestly couldn't care less because I know it's meaningless. Demetrius, I think it's very silly. Claudia, my mother, who knows nothing about rap, was complaining about this during lunch. Furry Bee Productions, I feel nothing about it. It's contrived. Okay, because listen, MJ is gorgeous, and I really could care less about seeing your raggedy lace front. Dang. Mike is Mike, one of one. Kiki. Drake and MJ are both charting at the same time, and MJ been dead over a decade. Tia Monique, no comparison. Angie the lady. Drake can't feel tall unless he's standing on someone. He never met a spine of his own. Miss Bia, irrelevant to MJ legacy. GD Brown, I'm glad he broke the record. And now more people are expressing that Drake isn't a great artist out loud. Again, the side effects that you don't anticipate happening when you break a record. People are like, how did you do it when you suck, though? By flooding the market with subpar product. Thank you for being awesome. Also, he ain't passed nothing but gas. Damn. Well, look at that. Look at that. 4.9 out of 5. There you go. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. A lot of people were very upset about his post on social media. Oh, y'all are incredible. I wish I had more to offer you. I'm not gonna flash you. Not my titties anyway, but these are the only ones that I have. Don't worry. They're good. We've moved on. Y'all know how it go. We gonna watch a video. We gonna watch a video together. Let me get my ish together. Share screen. Share screen. Audio. Okay. Yeah. I made this for you. I really did. I made this for you because I did not see Drake's post on social media, but I did see how upset people were. So I made this for you so that you could just have the satisfaction of knowing that there's something that exists that puts this into accurate context. And then I just also made it so that it's a resource so that if people come and ask me, I can say I made a video about it. Go and watch it. But you were my main motivation of just like, I can make something that you can put on the other side of your own scale for the media that you are consuming out there or just seeing out there with a bunch of glazers, right? And that includes outlets glazing this entire situation and not really giving it the accuracy that is required. And that's another reason why I'm disinterested in other people talking about or commentating on our art or our artists. So I'm going to go away. We're going to watch the video, then we'll talk on the other side. A couple of you are going to flash me a thumbs up or a thumbs down so that I make sure that you all can hear it. Yeah, we'll talk about that on the other side. Take that down. All right.
Drake can dominate timelines. Michael Jackson dominated the planet. Drake has more number one songs. Michael Jackson is still the greater artist. Both of those things are true, and one of them is more important than the other. Drake just passed Michael Jackson in number one songs. It doesn't really matter. Let's get the facts out of the way first. On this week's Billboard charts, Drake hit his 14th number one single, one more than Michael Jackson's 13. And yet, if you walk away from those numbers thinking Drake has surpassed Michael Jackson, you are confusing a scoreboard with a verdict. Drake has gotten very, very good at winning a specific game. What he hasn't done and what he cannot do is dominate the game or the culture of music the way Michael Jackson did. The numbers are real, but the comparison isn't. Before we go further, it's worth pointing out what Drake's chart records actually measure and what they don't. The Hot 100 that Michael Jackson competed on ran on radio spins, physical sales, and MTV exposure. The Hot 100 Drake competes on is built from streaming data, radio airplay, and sales tracked by Luminate. More importantly, when Drake releases an album today, every single track can chart simultaneously, flooding the Hot 100 in a way that was structurally impossible in the 1980s. The Billboard 200 has also changed, now blending traditional album sales with track equivalent albums and streaming equivalent albums, metrics that didn't exist when Thriller was rewriting the record books. Yes, Drake is dominating the modern system, but more number ones is not a clean apples to apples comparison across 40 years of a completely different music industry. Pointing to Drake's chart totals and declaring him greater than Michael Jackson is like saying a rapper with 1 million followers is better than Biggie because Biggie never had Instagram. The platform changed. The talent did not. Here's the thing about Michael Jackson that gets lost in chart debates. He didn't just win within the system. He changed the system permanently. The Library of Congress, when it added Thriller to the National Film Registry, described the album as transforming how music sounded, felt, looked, and was consumed. That's not chart language. That's the language of someone who rewrote the grammar of an entire art form. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes Michael Jackson as having redefined both the sound and look of pop worldwide. These aren't honorary tributes from nostalgic institutions. They are assessments of historical consequence, the kind that only a handful of artists in any century ever earn. Drake is a pop artist, but when critics and historians assess his work, they are not using words like redefined and transformed. They are using words like dominant and prolific. Those are real compliments, deserved or otherwise, but they are not the same compliment. Artistic greatness at Michael Jackson's level isn't about accumulation. It's about origination. Michael Jackson didn't collect number ones. He created a new idea of what a pop star could be. Drake collects number ones extraordinarily well. That is the difference between a grammar innovator and a grammar master. Both are valuable. One is rarer. And if the chart comparison at least requires some nuance, the live performance comparison does not. Michael Jackson set a standard for live performance that remains the benchmark decades after his final tour. His relationship to dance was central and original in a way that almost no pop performer before or since has matched. Comparing Drake's stagecraft, if you can call it that, to Michael Jackson's is like comparing a solid point guard to Magic Johnson. The comparison is only flattering until you actually watch the tape. Thriller is described by the Library of Congress as a production that revolutionized the music industry. Beyond the video itself, Michael Jackson used MTV at a moment when Black artists were excluded from the channel, and he broke that door wide open. His visual work didn't just entertain, it expanded who pop music was allowed to be for and who it was allowed to feature. The Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery has documented this directly, noting that the Thriller breakthrough helped dismantle color barriers across both video and radio. Drake has not made anything that will be preserved by a federal cultural institution as a turning point in the history of an art form. That bar may never be cleared again by anyone. Michael Jackson built the bar. He determined how high to set it, and then he soared over it. But sometimes it's the simplest numbers that carry the most weight. Drake released 8 studio albums and has not crossed 10 million in sales. That is a fine commercial record for any artist alive today. Michael Jackson could release a single album and move 20 million copies. Thriller sold approximately 70 million worldwide and remains the best-selling album in recorded history. Those aren't just different numbers in the same category. They are different magnitudes of cultural penetration. The difference between being massively popular and being genuinely inescapable. Part of that gap reflects changes in how music is consumed. The streaming era has fragmented attention in ways the 1980s didn't have to contend with. 1 billion streams is impressive. It is also spread across millions of individual listeners making individual algorithmic choices. Thriller entered households, living rooms, and cultural conversations as a single, undeniable object. There was no algorithm deciding who got to hear it. It was simply everywhere, all at once, for years. That kind of saturation is probably gone from the music industry forever. And that is not Drake's fault, but it does mean Michael Jackson operated at a level of unified cultural dominance that the current system cannot produce and therefore cannot measure. Saying Drake has more number ones doesn't account for that. It just counts songs. And here is perhaps the most underrated part of the Michael Jackson argument. He is still accumulating. His catalog has generated Hot 100 top 10s across 6 decades. He's currently experiencing a global chart resurgence. His work has been institutionally preserved by the Library of Congress and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thriller is still, by most measures, the best-selling album of all time. This is what genuine historical greatness looks like. Not just dominance in the moment, but embeddedness across time. The culture keeps returning to Michael Jackson, not out of just nostalgia, but because the work keeps earning it. That is an extremely rare thing. And it is a thing Drake, who is still in the middle of his career, has not yet demonstrated the ability to achieve. So what does Drake's record actually mean? Well, it means he is the greatest chart accumulator the streaming era has ever produced. What those numbers do not settle is a larger argument. Surpassing Michael Jackson in total number one songs is a win on one specific modern countable metric, but it does not outweigh Michael Jackson's role as an innovator, a visual artist, a choreographic genius, a barrier breaker, or the creator of the best-selling album in the history of recorded music. It does not account for the structural differences between the chart eras, and it does not address the question of who will still matter in 40 years, a question that, for Michael Jackson, already has a clear answer. Drake operates in the most consumption-friendly era in music history. Music is instant, passive, and heavily playlist-driven. A Drake album can generate massive numbers because the barrier to entry is almost non existent. Someone can contribute to Drake's chart dominance while barely even consciously engaging with the music. And this is the problem with the 14 number ones means Drake is better than Michael Jackson argument. Michael Jackson was not just successful, he altered the structure of pop culture itself. MTV literally changed because of him. Music videos became cinematic events because of him. Dance performance standards changed because of him. Global pop stardom changed because of him. Fashion changed because of him. Touring because of him. The modern blockbuster album rollout largely exists because of Michael Jackson. And frankly, if we are talking historical presence, there is no comparison. Michael Jackson became one of the few human beings on earth recognizable across language, race, religion, and geography. He reached a level of monoculture dominance that probably cannot even exist anymore because the internet fractured culture into niches. Drake can dominate timelines. Michael Jackson dominated the planet. Drake has more number one songs. Michael Jackson is still the greater artist. Both of those things are true, and one of them is more important than the other.
Okay, mic check, mic check. You know the drill, or maybe you don't. That video is available for your viewing pleasure, for your sharing pleasure. Help that one spin the block for real. For your hyping pleasure, comment pleasure, like pleasure. If you've already liked it, but you didn't leave a comment, head over there, leave a comment. I just checked. It has 110 comments. Let's get to 150. We've got 186 people here. Stop it. Is 100 that means 40 of you need to go leave a comment. If you haven't liked it, go like it. If you have hype points, hype that bad boy. And yeah, share it around. Put that on your timeline for everybody else's sanity and viewing pleasure. Much appreciated. Yeah. 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 I mean, somebody said earlier, and I'm paraphrasing, if ever there is a Drake surpassed Michael Jackson at X, that translates into X must be irrelevant. The entire conversation is laughable, period, because the metrics are not apples to apples, right? This is not a one-to-one comparison of what was tracked and what wasn't tracked and what was considered, you know, um, as a number one and what wasn't considered as a number one. Like the whole thing has been like flattened down as if it is a one-to-one comparison. And that's what rubs people the wrong way. And I'm here to validate that for you because that's fucked up. It's much more nuanced than that. And Michael Jackson will always be the number one artist of all time because, in my mind, if we're talking about album sales, there literally is no comparison. And quite frankly, with the how readily available music is for all of us, it should be easy for Drake to come up with these big ass numbers. But he can't. Not when it comes to sales. He can't. As Kiki pointed out when the video was going, in the Michael Jackson era, you had to walk, ride a bike, get on the bus, beg somebody for a ride, carpool, leave for school early so you could stop by Tower Records or some other place so that you could get the record. Thriller sold, I had somebody ask me why the screenshot of Thriller said 30 million, even though it has sold 70 million since it came out. And it's because I didn't want to deal with a bunch of Drake glazers bitching about me only pointing out the $70 million number, because they would, of course, say, well, that's over time and it's been how many years and blah, 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 blah. So it sold 30 million copies in 2 years. Less than 2 years. It sold 30 million copies. 30 million copies of people having to get up and leave their house to go get it. Same thing with Off the Wall. 20 million. In less time than that. It's insane. Yes. That's insane. And it's more than doubled that since it came out. That's also insane. So I he's unbeatable. You can't manufacture that. And your music isn't good enough that people actually are organically streaming it 24 hours a day because they can't get enough. People wore their Michael Jackson albums out. Yeah. I've shared with you all before how Thriller was an actual event. It was an actual event. We all went over to one family member's house, my whole family, not just my house, my whole family, because only one person had MTV. It was an event, a multi-generational, 3-generation event. This is just another empty statistic that doesn't really mean anything. It just underscores how sucky music can still go number 1. That's hilarious. So, in general, I've just talked about how what is and is not considered, um, to be a number 1, right, is different than, um, during the Michael Jackson era, but certainly in the comment section of the video that I made today, yes, there have been people pointing this out, that how come Drake gets to count collabs and Michael didn't have any collabs? Also, Drake had to produce, 3 times as much music to get there. And we've just had this conversation about energy output versus return. We talked about it in comparison to him and Kendrick Lamar. But if you compare him to Michael Jackson, it's an even greater chasm of Drake having to put in 5 times more work and put out almost 5 times as much music to get to 14 number ones. Michael Jackson didn't have to do all that. And even though Thriller, the album, went number one, Thriller, the song, did not. Sit with that. Thriller, the album, went number one. So arguably, you could say every single song on there went number one. But Thriller, the single, did not. Thriller did not go number one. What are we talking about? Drake suffers in this comparison, but he's too stupid to understand it. Yeah. Hello, beautiful. Well, thank you. Look at Shishi plotting in the chat. Us do something funny in October. What will we do in October? Yeah, Thriller is one of the most consequential songs in music, period. It changed so much about music and performance and what's possible in a music video. You wanna talk about setting the bar of just what is possible. And I don't care what anybody says about the animation or the makeup. That shit holds up today. You could use the same techniques, but film it with current equipment. That shit would hold up. The costuming, the makeup would probably look better because the cameras would be better in terms of tone. But overall, like prosthetic makeup wise and the transformation, oh no, all of that holds up. I said what I said. It all holds up. Movie directors directing music videos. Come on. It changed everything. This is a superficial conversation. Oh, I didn't even think my phone was down here. Well, we're all surprised. Okay. Yeah, it's a superficial, pointless conversation. As I have always said, those chart things don't mean anything to me. So I was very surprised when, I went down the list of Drake's studio albums in Wikipedia and added up the global sales. That was not that was not limited to the United States. Where there were global numbers available, I included them. I was stunned at how low the sales number is for Drake. 8 albums, not even 10 million is insane. And you wanna compare that to somebody who can drop 1 album and sell 20 million copies? I'm not having that conversation. That's not a serious conversation. All it does is prove you're not as good of an artist. And that's exactly why I said it that way in the video. Michael Jackson didn't collect number ones. Drake collects number ones. Just like he collects gloves and rings and chains and women that he trades for watches. It was an event. It was an event. Michael Jackson changed every aspect of music and the music consumer experience, whether it's the concert, the video, the music itself. He changed that. And somebody said earlier, it's interesting to see fandoms of various genres very upset at the way Drake has been behaving online with regards to Michael Jackson. And that's because Michael Jackson blended every kind of music, even though he was categorized as pop. There's a lot of rock in Michael's music. There's a lot of classical music in Michael's music. There's a lot of world music in Michael's music. He had a very unique sound. And pop was just the category that they put him in. Kiki. Kiki. Yeah, that's because white people didn't wanna call it rock, but it was considered alternative rock. Yes, it was. Mhm. Yeah, and it was considered not one of his best albums, and it still sold 20,000,000 copies in 2 years. Sold 2,200,000 in the first week. Drake could never. He has nothing that compelling. That 2,200,000 people at one time are gonna be like, "Here you go." No. Mhm. I mean, I remember being a little kid and seeing on the news, like, news coverage of Michael Jackson trying to get into his hotel in China, in Japan, and there literally being, like, 50,000 people outside, clogging the streets, losing their mind, camped out 24/7, airport overrun. That movie has made almost $1,000,000,000. It's not because of the script, right? It's because Michael Jackson changed people. Michael Jackson was the first Black person a lot of people saw on television around the world. There are countries that people had never seen a Black person on television before. Not only did they see him, they fell in love with him. They weren't going to his concerts to beg with their sign begging for money. They were going because he was like a pope. It was a pilgrimage. They just wanted to be in his presence. Can't speak a lick of English, know every single lyric to a Michael Jackson song. The cultural exchange explosion went crazy, okay? Michael Jackson had grown men fainting. Drake got people throwing toilet paper rolls at him. I feel the same way. I've never really, because I don't care about charts. This is probably the most intensely that I've thought about streaming as a metric. And I don't necessarily like it. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. I think that we would have higher standards overall of the product if labels had to actually invest in physically producing the work and not just sticking it on a website and calling it good. Yeah, he did. He did. Local governments, their armies. I don't think Drake has ever had to be protected by a military. I just don't. Yeah, Michael, the police were not enough. We're going to need the military to be involved in this little situation. Yeah, so it doesn't compare. And let's just all, embrace that we know that. And let the biscuit head. Tia White, thank you for your contribution. Beautiful. Oh boy. Well, then there's that. Michael wrote his own stuff. I don't think any of us can really fathom the level of fame that Michael Jackson had. Again, he was, for a lot of people, the first Black person that they saw on television. We don't get Yo MTV Raps without Michael Jackson saying, putting his foot down about MTV airing Black artists' music. We don't ever get those things. If him and his label didn't say, "We'll pull everybody's shit." You better put that video on. I w I can't think of anything that we owe a debt of gratitude to Drake for, and I can think of several things that we owe a debt of gratitude to Michael Jackson for. He literally advanced Black people and our presence in media and art. Period. Facts, Kiki. Only 4 more chats needed. Do it for eye health. We got about 40 minutes. I believe we will get there. Yeah, I've seen people saying, "I hate the cover with the MJ glove holding up the racist symbol, the complete opposite of what MJ's legacy represents. So disrespectful. I don't know which one is worse. That or the MJ drawing that he posted. Yeah, the MJ drawing really upset people. I've seen a lot of people saying the MJ estate should sue. They can't. They can't. All they can do is be disgusted. They don't have any control over the image of that glove, especially one that was sold at auction. So there's nothing they can do about it. They can't go after Drake or the White House. Drake would be the one to do something about it, and Drake didn't do anything about it. And they didn't just alter the image of his album. They used his music in their TikToks, social media posts. He didn't have anything to say about that. And Jeremy over here like, DJ Ak is MAGA. Nigga, sorry, wigga. What are we doing? Yeah, I got 14 on my end as well. That's what I see. Well, I mean, I don't want people to think I'm giving a pass to use the words. Let me correct myself. What I had meant to say was, bruh. I don't think I said that Drake has pop culture influence like MJ. I don't think I said that. I don't fancy my fingers wrote a sentence like that. So I don't think we disagree because I don't think I said that. So yeah, y'all just have to gird your loins and ignore the bullshit. You don't need people to agree with you for you to be right about what you know is a fact. You don't need to convince other people. That doesn't make you more right. You just have to know. Stand in your truth. Point and laugh at the people who act like it means something and keep it the fuck pushing. That's it. Well, now I'm confused. You're crazy for that. I caught that. I saw that. I heard he loved everyone, including Jermaine. Poor Jermaine. Just be yapping. Don't think I'd mentally recover if I saw Axe feet. No? You don't think so? You don't want to see DJ Academic's feet? We're officially at 15. Let's see if we can get there. It'd be such a shame for those 15 people to put on and then 5 more not to come through. And then you all suffer later. That's fucked up. I know it's not fair. I know it's not fair. Also, let's see how we're doing on the comments on the other video if we got to 150. No, we got one more comment. There's 158 of you in here. I'm gonna need 139 of you to go over to the video, open up the video, leave a comment, like it if you haven't, give it a hype if you got it, or we gonna have some problems up in here. Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it later and like point out the time frame if I said something, then let me know. I'm not, I'm not objecting to that at all. But um yeah, also we can agree to disagree. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Well, that's good. Oh, good for you. You're in good company. We're talking about Michael and his love for his brother Jermaine. Yeah, because we had a goal yesterday and we didn't make it. And then we're only 4 away. We've got some time. I'm sure we'll get there. No. I mean, could they sue him? What they could say is take that down. Depends on what the image is. I don't know. I don't know the legalities of name, image, likeness when it comes to Michael Jackson. Okay. So let's just leave it there on that point. I'm also not going to go look. I know that people want this to be a thing. I don't care that much. And I don't think that they think it's wise to weigh in. This is one of the oldest families in music. Okay. And I don't think that they think it's wise to weigh in because then that drags them into something that then they have to be a part of. And I don't think they want to be a part of it. Let's just assume they're disappointed and they've chosen to move the fuck on. But it wouldn't start with a lawsuit. It would start with a you need to take it down. And why? It doesn't appear that they've done that. I think this is one of those situations where they have just been like, this too shall pass. And if we engage, it will make it 1,000 times bigger. It will. So we just have to wait for this to pass. Now, somebody might decide, no, we're not going to let this pass. But at this point, it would not appear that they are going to engage. And I don't fault them for that because that's what you have to weigh. That means that they would be exposing themselves not just to Drake fans, they would be exposing themselves to the White House, even if they didn't address the White House, even if they just said something to Drake. If it became public, MAGA is going to jump all over that, and they're going to jump all over Michael Jackson. Every controversy, real or perceived, his dysmorphia, and then it becomes a huge tenfold thing. So it doesn't mean it's easy. It means that's what being a fucking adult is. You have to sometimes make the hard, initially unsatisfying choice and wait it out. Michael could go anywhere. He could go into places controlled by gangs. He could go into places that were, militarily unstable. Michael could do pretty much anything Michael wanted to do. That's how loved he was, and that's how seriously people took it to protect him. That's also how much of an image for peace and love that he really was around the world. I saw an old video of him a couple days ago, and I think it was a child who's asking him a question in some public forum. I heard that you hate Arabs. Can you explain why you hate Arabs? And he was like, I don't hate Arabs. That's absolutely not true. And, continued talking to her, but that of course then got the algo to feed me. Well, this person from Vietnam had this interaction with him, and this person in Kuwait had this interaction with him, and it's just a never ending clip by clip by clip of Michael Jackson around the world just telling people that he loves them and he wants peace, and healing for everybody. Drake has never been on that tour, and he will never be on that tour. That's current right now. Doesn't Quincy Jones have one of his grown kids in music? Besides what's his name? Besides that one. Does he have 2 or 3? Anyway, Quincy Jones would be considered an old family in music, but yeah, that unfortunately. Mhm. That's not the one I was thinking of. I think I got confused and started thinking of somebody else's child because I think Quincy only had 2 kids. So, I'm hallucinating a third. I'm hallucinating another son who isn't that mofo. I agree with you. Yes, this is very true. Michael Jackson had the equivalent of Beatlemania by himself, and then he became so rich he owned the Beatles catalog. What? What? Okay, I should know this since he has such a legacy in Seattle. I think I did at some point in time know he has 7 kids. Well, I mean, so that's an old family in music. Um, but yeah, when I think of the Jackson family, they are one of the oldest families in music. Right, of course, because that's how we do. One is actually his son, the other one is his nephew. Yeah. So these are the, absurd debates that people are rage baiting over online, and you should not participate because people pushing their bullshit about Drake's numbers does not take away from you being right from what you know is a fact. The end. Well, that concludes our regular program. You got your punishment titties. So, yeah, AMA. What else y'all want to talk about? Here's some random bits. Pam Bondi has cancer. What else? Don Lemon said on his show today that the DOJ tried to get the courts to approve a subpoena that, among other things, asked for all the back end information on Don Lemon's YouTube subscribers. The court denied the request for the subpoena, citing no probable cause. Thank you, beautiful. I just want to acknowledge that I saw this comment before we switched the subject. Hello. I'm not really surprised by this. I was not surprised that they had done that at all. um, yeah, Don Lemon said today his lawyers filed something with the court, just letting them know the myriad of cases across the country where the DOJ has been found to have done something unethical with regard to getting a grand jury indictment. And, he has questions about his own indictment process. But yes, I thought that was interesting. They're still trying to actively get him locked up, charging him with federal crimes. Yes, his subscribers. His subscribers. And then the rhetorical question becomes, well, what does the DOJ do with that list of whatever back end information YouTube has about somebody's subscribers? Do they put them all on a list? Even though they say they're not keeping a database of people, they clearly are. Do they start investigating all of them? They didn't say why. Or at least he didn't say why. I'm sure she has fantastic health care. I'm not concerned in the slightest bit. Not for another 2.5 years. Democrats better pull their shit together and win back the White House, or it will keep going longer than 2.5 years. Yes, Pam Bondi has cancer. It's crazy because Donald Trump just announced that she was going to be a part of some committee. I don't know which came first, his announcement or hers, but I saw them back to back. I saw at least the way they came across my feed, which does not mean that it was sequential necessarily, as it happened. But the first thing I saw was Donald Trump names Pam Bondi, blah, 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 to be a part of blah, blah, some shit. And then directly below that, Pam Bondi has, I think, thyroid cancer. And I was like, huh, I wonder which of these things happened first. Donald Trump said, Pam, I want you to. And she said, I have cancer. I don't even know. I don't really care. I'm just sharing facts, as it was reported. I'm gonna reserve any other comments. I feel like you know what I'm saying without me saying it. Shit, I'd be the same way. Hell, I'd fake my death. Leave the country. No, you're not naming me to shit, dog. I'm out. Oh, babe, this happened here. Yeah, I heard about it. 9 people are dead. I heard about it. It's going to be awful when all of the facts came out about how people died. It's going to be awful. I was already disturbed and concerned when I realized that it was an implosion and not an explosion. Stop it, cat. I was already disturbed and concerned, but no chance of survival. 1 confirmed dead, 9 missing. So 10 people. Yeah, not good. What's crazy is when you look at like photos of the scene, it looks a lot like the exact same other, tanks that they were worried about in California. Yeah, give me a second. Let me find it. Let me find something so that I'm not jumbling through an explanation. Let me find something that I can read to you. So, as of an hour ago, it says 11 presumed dead, 2 confirmed, 9 remain missing. This is from Oregon Public Broadcasting. Credit to Conrad Wilson, Troy Brynelson, Amelia Templeton, and Courtney Sherwood. The confirmed death toll from a chemical tank rupture in Longview, Washington, has now climbed to 2, officials said Wednesday, with another 9 people presumed dead. We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history, Governor Bob Ferguson said at a news conference Wednesday. I want to extend my deepest condolences. Early Tuesday morning, a 900,000-gallon chemical tank failed at the Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company. The tank rupture released tens of thousands of gallons of the caustic chemical known as white liquor, which is used to break wood chips into pulp to make paper. 9 people who were injured as a result of the tank rupture were initially taken to Longview's Peace Health St. John's Medical Center. They were transferred to other hospitals in the region, including the Legacy Oregon Burn Center, for a higher level of care. One worker was declared dead Tuesday after being taken to the Longview Hospital. A second person was confirmed dead Wednesday. 9 others remain missing and are presumed to be dead. No one could have survived. Asked to explain how people went missing, Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue Fire Chief said the accident took place just 15 minutes after a 7 a.m. shift change at the plant, so there were people in the area. The disaster area included an administrative area, a break room, and operational spaces. They were in their workspaces when this blast occurred. The tank still holds as much as 25,000 gallons. So it's not good. It's very bad. I don't know. I don't know what this chemical can and cannot do. It can obviously cause severe burns. But I don't want to research further, you know. Yeah, I don't want to research too heavily into, information that I won't be able to unknow once I know it. But from just looking at, the photo, let me clip this of the area. Looks pretty bad. It's a 900,000-gallon tank and all but roughly 25,000 gallons released with extreme force. So, Yeah, they did say, um, that there is no chance of survival. An implosion and yeah, yes, an implosion is the reverse of an explosion, and so something caused that to happen. I mean, the majority of this, you know, massive tank, just from what we can see, has been completely destroyed. And so whether it was ruptured or it had some kind of failure on its own, or there was some kind of chemical reaction that caused it to happen, don't know. If there have been any other major safety issues, don't know. It used to be owned by Weyerhaeuser. In 2016, it was bought by a Japanese company. So there will be multiple ongoing investigations to find out what happened. I don't know. I don't know if these people were burned to death, if they suffocated to death, if they were killed by debris in the blast coming into their workspace. Like, I don't know. At some point in time, it will be public how people died, but they weren't in the tank. So they would not have gone through a liquefaction like the people did inside of the um, submersible, where there was literally like a shoebox size of sludge of their bodies left, according to the family. So I think, this is probably because it's a chemical explosion of a deadly chemical. I think it's safe to assume that that's how people died because you've got a mass rupture, not a leak, but and coming off with explosive force. I would just hope that people were dead before they realized what was going on. I hope that they died quickly. Yeah, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. But the point is, people are dead. A major employer of that area in Washington State is shut down. Um, and it's going to have a ripple effect on everybody. And people are already stressed the hell out. You're out of a job because your plant exploded. You can't do the work. And what is the company gonna do? Are they gonna repair it? Are they gonna make the investment to get the plant back up and running? Or are they gonna, work with their insurance company to count it as a loss and just shut it down and leave it there? It's not good. People in that area don't have a lot of options. Yeah, they are. So, and then there will be lawsuits, class action lawsuits. Like it's just really terrible. It's really terrible. And it's not like the California situation, right? Where reporters were starting to break down, like, what happens if the tank fails? Like, what will it physically look like? Will we be able to see the chemical when it comes out? How heavy is it? Will it be down low? Will it be out up high? How does it get dispersed? Like, we didn't even get all of that introductory time. It was just breaking news catastrophic disaster in Longview. So, yeah, it's terrible. It's really terrible. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. So sorry. That's traumatic. It's really traumatic. Yeah, you shouldn't die at work. You shouldn't die doing your job. That's terrible. It really is terrible. So, we're a good, compassionate state. We tend to, you know, come together, truly support our own, all of that. But this is going to be hard because again, this is in a part of the state that doesn't have a lot of options, and people are already hurting. This was the stable paycheck coming into the house or the family. So it's devastating. They truly are. They truly are. Labor laws and every OSHA standard are written in blood, begrudgingly at that. It's terrible. It's really terrible. We got 3 more super chats to go. We got 8 minutes to get there. I'm certain that they will. Because something went wrong. Somebody's going to be sued. Yeah. It shouldn't have happened. Something went wrong. Somebody's at fault for something. And they're going to be sued. Hi, Chem at Power now. We're off that topic, beloved. We're in the long black goodbye. So we've already been through that talking point several times, but thanks. Glad to see you here. Well, that was depressing and sad. What other topics we got? We can't end on that. We can't end on that. Come on, chat. Come on. Yeah, I've shared how it almost happened to me, and that was a freak accident that didn't have shit to do with my job. That was just not a freak accident, but it was a non-targeted shooting situation that wasn't targeted at me, wasn't targeted at my job. It just so happened to happen at my job. So, yeah. BET Awards. BET Awards? Oh, look at that. Are the nominations out? I just remember seeing that Drewski was hosting, so I know I'm not watching. I'm sick of that shit. I'm not doing it. No, but you tried. I appreciate you. The cleanup will be dangerous as well. Yes. I mean, the whole thing is a hazardous environment, I would imagine. I don't know. Again, I don't wanna research the chemical. I don't know. I don't wanna know what it does. Um, Nominations are out. Okay. You wanna buy a ticket to the BET award? Buy a ticket? buy a ticket to the BET Awards for what? Okay. All we need is one more super chat. We got 5 minutes. I believe in you. You can do it. You see who's working against you? You see? Why are we talking about this? Okay. Best female R&B pop artist. I need Ari Lennox to get better makeup coverage around her wig line. It's starting to get really distracting and I don't like it. Ari Lennox, Coco Jones, LMI, I can't remember. Jill Scott, Kiki's future wife, Mariah the Scientist. I'm too fucking through. And you want me to pay money for this shit right here? I'm sorry, what? Best female R&B/pop artist. First of all, you could separate those two out. Second of all, you put Mariah the Scientist in the same category as Olivia Dean, SZA, and Jill fucking Scott. Y'all could have told me about it. We could have started with this. Okay, chat. I'll ask you. We're gonna go category by category, and I'm gonna ask you 2 questions for each. First question for best female R&B pop artist. You can see the options here. Who do you think? Just give a name. Who do you think deserves to win? Don't tell me who you think is gonna win because who do you personally think out of this category deserves to win? You're biased. We already know your answer. I love you so much. Not you first in line, too. SZA, Jill Scott. I'm being serious, though. I know you're being serious. Maddie Warhol says there are too many nominees. Beloved, that ain't the answer. Jill. Bias aside. Okay, I'm not saying your vote doesn't count. Your pick is your pick, and that's good. Kalani, Jill, the fuck? SZA or Kalani or Olivia. I'm mad that they got R&B and pop artists together. These mofos are lazy. Is Drake up there? Knock it off. Now that's not nice now. You be nice. Kiki drawing a line, not rooting for any Brits. If not Kalani, then Coco or SZA, especially after the Grand National Tour. For real, stop besmirching women. SZA, don't get me started. Thank you, beautiful. Okay, so I'm hearing Kalani, SZA, Coco. Now, this is somebody who didn't follow directions. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. First of all, we're at 2 hours. So there's that. Okay. Next question. You've said who you want to win, who you think deserves to win. Who do you think they're going to give it to? Mariah the Scientist is fucking crazy to me. These people are smoking crack. Oh my God, we did make the goal. We did make the goal, but I stand by the titty flash because I explicitly said, tell me who you want to win, who you think deserves to win, not who you think gonna get it. And somebody jumped in with, it's gonna go to, You ruining my second question. So, who do you think they're gonna give it to? Kalani? Personally, I think it'll be Kalani or SZA. Runner up, Coco. You think they'll give it to the Brit? Kalani or Olivia. Both of them been everywhere. SZA. SZA. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm already disappointed. Moving on. Best male R&B pop artist. Brent Fayez. Is that how you pronounce it? Bruno Mars. Bryson Tiller. Chris Brown. Duran Bernard. Giveon. Leon Thomas. October London. Usher. You can answer this in one response. Who do you think deserves it? Who do you think they'll give it to? Answer in one thing. This is best male R&B pop artist. My personal pick would be Durand. That would be my personal pick. Kiki says wants Leon Thomas, probably going to give it to Chris Brown. Durand want Leon winner. Durand deserves it, but I'm going to guess they give it to Chris Brown. Would not surprise me. Duran, but give it to Chris or Bruno, depending on who attends. Damn, you think they back there swapping out the winner if somebody doesn't show? That's crazy. Leon deserves it. Chris Brown wins it. Leon Thomas, but goes to Bruno. Bruno is disgusting. Want it for Duran, but Chris Brown might get it. Kiki says they might give it to Bruno because he's not black. The shade, the shade. Duran, Bruno. I will be so disgusted. Oh, God. Okay. Best group. Huh. 41. Never heard of them. Whose children is them? Clips. Clips? Not the Clips? Is that just me? Am I tripping? 41. The Clips. De La Soul. Flo. French Montana and Max Beat. Metro Boomin and DJ Spins. Nas and DJ Premier, Terrence Martin and Kenyon Dixon, WizKid and Asaki, child. It's always been Clips. Okay, I'm tripping. Child. I don't think he's allowed to gamble anymore. Okay, so who do you think deserves it? Who do you think is going to get it? Best group? This category is stupid. That they put Flo in the same category as any of these people. Clips wins. I did know this somewhere back in the recesses of my brain. And I think that's why I put that in front of it, actually. Clips for both. Clips want clips better. Thank you for teasing me. The Clips. This is best group. That would be shocking. That would be really shocking. I would be super fucking shocked if De La or Flo. And again, I don't know who these little babies are over here. Best collaboration. Chains and Whips. Clips featuring Kendrick Lamar. Oh, God, I can't believe I have to pronounce this fucking stupid song. Airtime Remix. Cardi B featuring Jeezy and Lotto. Go Girl. Summer Walker featuring Lotto and Doja Cat. Good Flirts. Baby Keem featuring Kendrick. Is It a Crime? Mariah the Scientist. And Kali Luchis? Don't know. Don't care. I really hate this fucking picture. It Depends, the remix. Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller and Usher. WGFT, Gunna featuring Burna Boy. Take Me Through There. Metro Boomin featuring Quavo. And a bunch of other motherfuckers I don't care about. Who do you think deserves it? Who do you think is going to win it? Chains and Whips for both. Yeah, if there's any competition, it's Good Flirts. And that's not even really. I mean, it's the closest competition. There's number one, number two, and then there's everybody else. Best male hip hop artist. ASAP Rocky, Baby Keem. Big X, the plug. My glasses are dirty. What is he holding? What is that? Is that Mr. Biggest, the largest? The baby. Oh, he got a haircut. Still got a dumbass name. Don Tolliver, Drake. Oh, Drake. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, T.I. Now, this is funny. Best male hip hop artist: ASAP Rocky, Baby Keem, Big X the Plug, The Baby, Don Tolliver, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, T.I. This is funny. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay, so who do you think deserves it? Who do you think is going to get it? This will be interesting. Kiki says, fuck the big three. I hope Tip win. Got to give it to Kendrick. 'Cause, 'Kendrick. 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 ' Keem or Kenny. Keem want Kendrick winner, but watch them give it to the plaintiff because him and his feels for real. Want T.I., think it'll go to Keem. Interesting. Baby Keem, but they swerve us with T.I. Keem deserves it. Cole will win. I'm so clutch my pearls. Kiki, it will probably go to Cole. I have a sinking feeling that the winner will be nonsensical. Bet it'll go to Drake. It shouldn't, but BET's shady. AF. Yeah, and he's still falling over. Okay. Best female hip hop artist. Cardi B, Coi Leray, Doechii, Doja Cat, Glorilla, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, Mona Leo. We just talked about her last night. YK Niece. Who do you think deserves it? Who do you think is going to get it? Interesting. Okay. Also, I am entirely sick of seeing pictures of Lotto pregnant. Doechii want Cardi win. Want it to be Megan, but she hasn't released much. Cardi deserves. Glow wins. Doja won't win because she's not going. Hilarious. Want Doechii win Cardi. Monaleo. Cardi. Think Cardi will win. Huh. Nobody thinks that Glorilla album held her down up to this point. Want Doechii. Probably gonna be Cardi. I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of her so desperate for everybody to know that she's having a baby. I don't care. Okay. Video of the year. LMA. LMI. I can never remember if it's May or my. 100. Anxiety, Doechii. Burning Blue, Mariah the Idiot. Tyla, Chanel. I'm so sick of that little girl and people acting like she is the best thing since sliced bread. Escape Room, Teyana Taylor. Overrated. Folded, Kalani. Let Him Know, T.I., Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. Why did they do this? Why did they do this? Do you see this? They couldn't just get a photo from the tour. Why they just slap SZA naked in her leaves? Good God. This is what I'm saying. This is so lazy. Okay, so who do we think had the best music video? I think it's between, for me personally, it's between Anxiety and Luther. Anxiety is a really good fucking music video, period. It's technically exquisite. Luther is gorgeous. You want Let Him Know, you think it'll be Luther. You think it'll be Luther. AF. Luther for both. I don't know. I don't know. Internet hours are hard to keep track of. I am not a fan. I am not a fan. Not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. The hype is overblown. Luther. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Video Director of the Year. They're not going to tell us what the video was that they directed. They're just going to give us the names. What the fuck is that supposed to do? We're supposed to figure it out on our own? They don't even tell it. Video Director of the Year. Here's their names. We're not going to tell you which video they directed, though. Is it a 1-to-1? No, it's not a 1-to-1. What are we? We're going to skip that category because we're not going to do the work to sort which is which. We're not doing that. We're skipping that category. Lazy ass. Best New Artist. Belly Gang. Destin Conrad. Jaden. Queen. KWN. Miles Minnick. Now I want some licorice, Miles. Thanks a lot. Monaleo. Olivia Dean. Ray. Trap Dicky. Jesus Christ, I can't roll my eyes hard enough. Belly Gang. Cushington. Yes, she did. Thank you for summing that up. Now, that's not nice now. This man is, well, I guess Jack Harlow is kind of well, no, he's not. He's a brunette. This man a ginger now. Best New Artist. Olivia Dean is not new. Ray is also not new. So they don't qualify in my mind. The rest of these people, I don't have any idea who they are. So I couldn't say. Is it pronounced K1? That's helpful. Thank you so much. I went through Hooked on Phonics and I still didn't get that one. Oh. Yeah. I don't have a strong opinion here. Album of the Year. Am I the Drama? Cardi B. Don't Tap the Glass. Tyler, the Creator. Everything is a Lot. Wale. Hearts Sold Separately. Mariah the Scientist. Who did she? What the fuck is going on? Let God Sort 'Em Out. Clips. Mutt Deluxe. Heal. Leon Thomas. The Fall Off. J. Cole. The Romantic. Bruno Mars. Album of the Year. Who do you want? Who do you think is going to get it? I feel like this is going to largely be between Cardi B, Clips, and J. Cole. But that's just my thought. You want, let God sort them out, expect the fall off. That don't mean nothing. Yeah, I would swap out happily swap out here the fall off or Mariah the Scientist. Let's see if there's any other that I'd or Tap the Glass. I'd honestly swap out any of those for Jit. Cardi want, Clips win, Clips want, J. Cole win. I mean, apparently somebody decided that she's nomination worthy. I think it is a fucking joke. Would like Wale or Cardi B. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's hit a couple others before we go. Best Actress. Angela Bassett, Io Debris, Chase Infinity, Coco Jones, Cynthia Erivo, Kiki Palmer, Quinta Brunson, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor. I don't know why we're even asking this question if Angela Bassett is in the category. I don't even know. What was she in? What did she be nominated for? I don't even know. I don't even care. Angela Bassett, and then who? No. Want Angela win Cynthia? I don't think Cynthia's gonna win. I don't think that's gonna happen. Quinta maybe. I think Io is in the running, actually. If I let go of my Angela Bassett bias, I think Aya, Chase, and Kiki, obviously Angela Bassett, Coco also seriously in the running. I don't think Cynthia is seriously in the running. I think Quinta is seriously in the running. Regina Hall seriously in the running. And unfortunately, Teyana Taylor is also seriously in the running, although they might be sick of her. I don't want Teyana Taylor to be winning any more awards for that horrible fucking movie. But that's just me. They're gonna give it to Teyana. Want Angela, but it's going to Teyana. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Quinta has a lot of Best Actress statues, so might be time to spread the love. Okay, Best Actor: Aaron Pierre, Aldous Hodge, Anthony Mackie, Coleman Domingo, Damson Idris, Delroy Lindo, Denzel Washington, Michael B. Jordan, Sterling K. Brown. Now that is that's a tough. There's some real competition up in here. You got Coleman, Delroy, Denzel, Michael B. Jordan, and Sterling K. Brown in the same category. Aaron Pierre is pretty. That's great. So is Aldous Hodge. Anthony Mackie, I'm not feeling it that seriously. Damson Idris, I'm not sure he's going to rise that seriously in this competition. Denzel's not showing up to a non-black owned BET Awards. I don't know if Michael B. Jordan is showing up either. Yeah, Delroy would be a great choice. Coleman Domingo seems really easy. Aaron Pierre, Aldous, Coleman, and Damson seem and Michael B. Jordan, quite frankly, seem really kind of like, of course they would, right? This is hilarious. That nomination is my auntie's marriage hall pass list. I mean, if you're gonna have a hall pass list, that's a good one to have. Those are great candidates, you know? Of course, they're not telling us what these people were in, so oh, fuck no, Northwest. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, the BET Awards are a hoe. They didn't nominate old boy for playing Michael Jr. I'm so disgusted by this. I don't even know what the fuck to say. This is Young Stars Award. I can't pinpoint any of these children for anything because it doesn't say what they were on, but there's Northwest. She looks so fucking stupid in this picture. It's an embarrassment, but whatever. Express yourself. Best movie. Highest to lowest. Him. Number one on the call sheet. One battle after another. Relationship goals. Ruth and Boaz. Sinners. Wicked for good. This can't be a serious conversation. One battle after another is not going to be, well, I keep forgetting this is not the NAACP Awards, it's the BET Awards. Sinners, full stop. Okay, thank you. I hate it with a burning, venomous passion. I hate that movie. So, hey, bestie. How you doing? I don't like that shit either. Yeah, Sinners is the only choice. It's a joke. Sports Woman of the Year. Asia, Angel, Clarissa, Coco, Flage, Gabby, Jordan Childs, Naomi Osaka, Sha'Carri Richardson. Who do you think is the sports woman of the year? I feel like I would probably go with Asia or Coco. That would be my choice. Asia or Coco. She's funny. Is she sportswoman of the year? Coco or Naomi? I could see Naomi as well. I don't know why we would be naming Angel or Flage sportswoman of the year. Am I missing something? She's been running her ass off and winning races all around the world, so she's still dominating. Yeah. Okay, Sportsman of the Year. Aaron Judge, Anthony Edwards, Caleb Williams, Jalen Brunson, Jalen Hurts, LeBron James, Shadur Sanders, Stephen Curry. I'm going to say Jalen Brunson, but that's just my personal opinion. Look at LeBron, old man. Look at him. All salt and pepper up in that beard. It's crazy. Kiki says King James. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, who won the Super Bowl? I can't remember. Oh, we did. I really forgot. I really did forget. I was really like, who played? We did. We won the Super Bowl. How come there ain't no Seahawk on here? Shit. I don't know what I was thinking. Jalen. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jalen would be an NAACP win, but they'd go for LeBron at the BET Awards or Anthony Edwards because he's immature. I said what I said. That's hilarious. Jalen is a BET award winning name. It's still really surreal that happened. I could also see them going Shadur Sanders, which I don't know why. The boy does not deserve a trophy for Sportsman of the Year, but okay, whatever. They're really trying to attract as much star power into the room as possible so people will watch their show. I'm still not going to watch it. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to watch it. What the fuck is the BET Her Award? This is stupid. What the fuck? I'm skipping it. Let's talk about fashion. This will be the last one that we look at, I think. Let's talk about fashion vanguard of the year. ASAP Rocky, Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Cardi B, Coleman Domingo, Doechii, Rihanna, Tiana Taylor, Zendaya. Zendaya is not going to the BET Awards. This is hilarious. Oh, god damn, my hair looks good. Princey. I guess. But let's talk about fashion. ASAP, Bunny, B, Cardi B, Coleman Domingo, Doechii, Zendaya, Tiana Taylor, Rihanna. I'm so disgusted by this. I don't even know what to say. You think they'll give it to Rihanna? I mean, I think it's either for me, I'd be good with Zendaya, Doechii, Coleman Domingo, or Beyonce if we're including every fucking thing she wore on the Cowboy Carter tour. I'm not excited by Cardi B's wardrobe, but it has been getting better, particularly her concert costumes have been getting a lot better. But Coleman Domingo doesn't miss. Tiana Taylor, again, I just think she's fucking overrated. Zendaya's the it girl. Doechii's been doing pretty well. I wish she'd stop wearing so much Tom fucking Ford. Rihanna is a given. Like, yeah. ASAP Rocky is a fucking no for me. Sorry. Okay, thank you. You want it for Coleman, but you think they'll give it to Ree. There is no winner at the Met Gala. Wow. Okay. Well, Rihanna or Cardi. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Rihanna and unless they're booked otherwise, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are probably going to the BET Awards. I don't know if Coleman Domingo is going to the BET Awards, and I doubt Zendaya is either. Oh, Jesus. This is just something that's going to piss me off. The Pulse Award. '85 South, Kiki Palmer, Charlemagne the Idiot, Don Lemon, Drewski. It Is What It Is, Joe and Jada, On the Radar, R&B Money. That's our last category. Pretty sure it's going to go to Don Lemon. Now that's just brutal. Oh God, this is so sad to me because I want to laugh at you and say, but you're so probably right. It's not going to go to Don Lemon. You're right. I hate it so much. I hate it double much. Ugh. I really hate it. I would be okay with that, I guess. I'd take Kiki Palmer over Drewski and Charlemagne the Idiot and a lot of other people on the Joe and Jada. You must be kidding me. I'd take Kiki over all of those. For sure. For sure, for sure. He's definitely in the running. Be interesting for him to win as a host. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. We'll talk about it after it happens. I can't remember if it's in June or July, but yeah, I can't with Drewski. It's just not my cup of tea. So, um, yeah. And award shows are generally cringe. So, uh, I can only sit through, but yeah. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. I would have liked the list a lot more if Charlemagne the Idiot wasn't on it, but such is life. That's what we're dealing with. All right. Well, it was good to see you, chat. I need to go find some food because my brain is starting to feel like it's melting out of my head. If you have not, in all seriousness, as we leave here and you go about your evening, would you please leave a comment on the video that I did today, the Drake versus Michael Jackson video? I try not to release on Wednesdays because it tends to be a low viewership day. So the more people who comment on it, the more people who like it, the more people who hype it. Again, it pushes it up the algo for, your fellow looters and, helps it go like it would on a Friday. So if you can help give it that extra push, um, I would really appreciate it. It was good to see you and hang out with you. I'm imagining I will see you again this week. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But good to hang out with you. Take good care of yourself. And remember, you don't need people to agree with you for you to be right about the facts that you know. So don't engage the biscuit heads. That's all right. Replay gang for the win. See y'all soon. Peace.